cut up my hair as administrative Western. Yeah. Western and what? Yeah, you guys, there was a third one.
It's got to be around that time.
Yeah, I thought this is all the last episode.
Michelle's got the double jacket on.
Thank you. Absolutely.
No, Tom was he was going to was trying. Major took it out of her game. Yeah, we're just successful auditorium.
Should be down here. It's still peaky, and then winter is yeah, he actually brought kids down.
Miss Parker, this is Greg Sturr. This is our principal. He's an NFL. His brother was our last teacher.
So I'm Coach Rodinski. Something that inspires me about Carson is
Lighting good?
that kid works harder than anybody that I've ever known. Getting here at 7 to workouts, practicing after school, going to extra workouts, just to always prepare himself and be the best version of himself. So I'm super proud of Carson and what he accomplished this week.
You gotta sing with him. I'm not sure where he is either. What about you? Come on, here with Watts.
She emailed it to you. She just emailed you. Email. You get it?
Yeah, I just put it up on Facebook. So people want to join.
Teachers and staff, if you guys help get your classes set, we're going to start here in about 2 minutes.
Take. For the meetup, for the university. No, I'm
One minute warning, if we can get you in this seat, that'd be great. 1 minute warning. For those in the back, there are some seats up this way if you want to come in. Some seats right over there as well.
All right, Tigers, welcome to our state champion assembly. If we could all stand and welcome. Thank you, band.
Can you throw one of the chairs back for me, please? Thank you. Thanks.
For those who don't know me, I'm your athletic director, Steve Millsaps. I'd like to again welcome you to be here today. I'm along here with members of our school board, Mr. Matt Kennedy, Lorraine Guerrero, Michelle Stiff, our superintendent, Dr. Carla Guzman, and she needs no introduction, your principal, Mr. Carson. What a time to be a Tiger. Anytime we can bring the school together for a celebration of a champion, it is a special honor. Today we are here to honor and recognize Carson Weber, 150-pound wrestling state championship. We are here to recognize them in front of you, the student body. The last time our school celebrated a state wrestling champion was in 1981. In 1981, Todd Sturr won the state championship. Unfortunately, Todd passed away a few years ago, but we are blessed to be here with his family, right here in the front row, Craig Sturr and his family. Give them a round of applause. 44 years ago, put that in perspective, I was 3 years old. MTV was just launched. Eggs were 97 cents a dozen, and Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, and Britney Spears were born. That's why it's so special. Being a state champion is a special accomplishment. Each time we bring home a championship is a time to see and reflect on greatness. To believe that a student in our school and our community can be the best. When one of us win, the whole school celebrates. First, Coach Waz. In your first year, you have been a coach of a state champion. What a feat. The relationship that you and Carson have established is amazing. You open the mat room before and after school for our wrestlers. You work on the mental game in the fitness center consistently. And I appreciate all you've done for Carson and all of our wrestlers. Let's give Coach Waz a round of applause. Carson, as your athletic director, I am so proud of you and what you have done. While many people get to see your performance on the mat, I know how hard you work and the determination goes far beyond what people see on the mat. As I'm coming to school, and even today, you're in the wrestling room at 7 a.m., consistently putting in the work, trying to take down Coach Waz. You come to practice before school, then you do a workout after school. It's truly what it takes to be a state champion. The work ethic is admirable. You showed that you would do whatever it takes to get to this moment today. What an example you have shown for all of us. I hope you do take some time to reflect and realize what you have done this season. Carson, I'll remember a lot of things on Saturday. I'll remember you winning the match, your excitement and pointing up to the cheering section of your family, teammates, and friends. But ultimately, one thing will be ingrained in my head. For those who don't know, after the matches at state, families and coaches and even me get in a line and we all walk down and watch the awards happen. The wrestlers usually stay down by the awards and wait for people to come down. However, the only wrestler I saw come up that line, up to me, was Carson. Carson came running up the stairs and hugged his mom and his dad. Your relationship with your family is second to none. It is inspiring to see what you wanted to share this accomplishment immediately with your parents and family. Carson, I thank you for what you've done for our school. You may not understand this now, but 20 years from now, we will still be talking about this past weekend. You did an amazing job. You are a great example for what our school is all about and our Tiger Pride core values. You are a state champion and will be for the rest of your life. To our school and everyone here today, I want everyone in here to be proud to be a Tiger. Tiger Pride is alive and well. This is your school. People will always ask you where you went to high school. Though Carson won the title, all of us here at Joliet West and the community are part of this championship. There's a motto of being all in. Let's use this motto as an inspiration to do whatever you want to do. You should all have the mindset that you can be a champion in whatever you want to do. Whether you are in another sport, activity, club, going to school, going to work, or just going through your life, you all need to be successful. Let's take this energy in this auditorium today and use it in our daily life. Thank you, Carson. Next, I'd like to bring up our school board president, Mr. Matt Kennedy.
Well, how do you follow that? Nice job, Mr. Millsaps. I just want to take a moment to congratulate Carson and his family and the coaching staff, all of his teammates. You guys put a lot of work in on the mat to get him to this point as well. And every student in the student body for everything that you've done, showing up every day, working hard. You guys definitely have helped out Carson. You can see it on his face. Yeah, love it, love it. Give him a round of applause, Carson. So just want to again thank Carson, thank Joliet West coaching staff, and thank Joliet West Athletics. You guys are doing fantastic work. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. And now let's bring up our principal, Mr. Carl Parker.
Good afternoon, Tigers! Let me hear you make some noise! Still have a little bit of our winter assembly left in me. We are absolutely honored to be here this afternoon to recognize one of our incredible Tigers, Carson Weber. Let's give it up for him one more time. I just found out that Carson was pre-assigned before today to share the greatness quote this morning over the intercom. What awesome foreshadowing by our athletic director. Carson, you have made us so proud. You've made your team proud, Joliet West proud, and your community very proud. You've shown us what it means to embody those Tiger Pride core values. There's no doubt that this season has tested you in many different ways. It's tested your strength, your resilience, your discipline, and your heart. And at times it has demanded you to push past your limits, but you met every single one of those challenges, and you fought with toughness, passion, dedication, and an unwavering determination. And the product of that is us here assembling today. That's why we celebrate you. It would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge his parents and his coaches and those that have fed into him throughout his life to get him to this stage. Carson, I encourage you, as I encourage anyone who makes an accomplishment of such level, to enjoy it. Too often we rush past the celebration, soak it all in. However, the challenge is on for next year because Carson is just a junior. We have one more year, yes. Oh, the senior? I take that back. I was excited about that. Well, we know next year we'll bring so much forward to you. You shared on yesterday during your interview on WJOL, which is why I should have known, you were a senior, you're moving on to the collegiate level to wrestle. You just have not decided exactly where you're going. But we know you're going to do great things. And we look forward to you continuing on to represent Joliet West wherever you may go. Joliet West Tigers, he's one of us. He's one of us. He represents us. So the same greatness that is inside of him is inside of each and every last one of you. And I echo the sentiments of our athletic director. Whatever goals you put forth, you can achieve them. You have the support. Let's make it happen. Congratulations again.
You want to reclassify Carson? No, we take you another year. Next, I'd like to bring up Mr. Craig Sturr, brother of Todd Sturr, to say a few words to Carson.
Thank you. On behalf of Todd Sturr and the entire Sturr family, we would like to extend congratulations to Carson and the Weber family, the newest Joliet West state champ. As some of you may know, Todd was the last state champ some 44 years ago. That number alone is a testament to how much determination and true grit it takes to accomplish this feat. Carson, we wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors and continued success. Congratulations again, young man.
Thank you, Craig. All right, we're moving closer there, but not yet. We'll hear from Carson in a second. Let's bring up his head coach, Mr. Awas.
Joliet West, one more time, let's give it up for Carson Weber. So I want to start off by first of all thanking everybody for being here, all the faculty and staff and students for coming out and supporting Carson Weber. Also want to extend some thank yous to everybody that's been involved. There's been a lot of people involved in this journey. I'm going to start off with Carson's parents. Want to extend thank you to both of you and the rest of the family for everything that you guys have put into the Joliet West Wrestling program. This journey pretty much started with me and Carson about 2 years ago. I remember just kind of hanging out, and then Carson and Wyatt Schmidt come up and ask me if they can get an extra workout in, or if I could open up the room. And I just remember telling him, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with that, but I don't even know where my wrestling shoes are at anymore. So, but I saw that they wanted some help, and I couldn't say no to them. So that help turned into a complete buy-in in terms of lifestyle. Carson completely not only changed his wrestling style, but he completely changed his lifestyle. What would be 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, late nights, doing schoolwork, turned into going to bed at 9, 10 o'clock, so he could be up in the morning to work out at 7 o'clock in the morning. That lifestyle in itself was very difficult for him to implement, because I remember last year, a couple of mornings, him just being completely exhausted. So it took some time, but he finally mastered the lifestyle. And this year, the lifestyle really came to fruition. But the one thing I'll say is, this year has probably been the most difficult year for Carson in his high school career. And it wasn't anything capability-wise, it was just that he was being pushed to new limits, physically, mentally, competitively, and there were some setbacks, and there were some big moments along the way. But he embraced all of them, and he truly did live a championship lifestyle throughout the entire off-season and season in itself. And I do tell Carson all the time, I don't think you understand yet, and you will understand in the near future, how much impact you are making on Joliet West, the Joliet West Wrestling program, and the community as a whole. The things that you've done on the wrestling mat are great, and the things that stick out to me are who you are as a person. And one of the best examples I have from this weekend is right before the state finals match, we're down in the tunnel and Carson is warming up, and usually we say what we have to say beforehand so they can just mentally focus, and Carson's pacing back and forth and I'm pacing back and forth twice the speed as him, and he observes me and looks over and he just starts laughing. And I'm like, what? He's like, nothing, man, it's just another wrestling match. And in his eyes, he let all the hard work and preparation and drive kind of guide him. That we talked about it beforehand, but this match was won and lost way ahead of time. And he not only took the pressure off of himself, but also took the pressure off of all of the coaches as well. So that's one example, and then just everything that's been going on over the last year, just as a whole, it's a lot of it is contributed to the things that he needed to be successful, but he's got an army behind him, and his coaches and his teammates, and this is going to go on for a long time, I hope. So I just want to say congratulations, but most importantly, thank you, Carson Weber, for everything you've done and will continue to do. All right.
So quite possibly the hardest thing he's done this week is going to be talk to you. Come on up, Carson Weber.
One sec. First, I would like to start off by thanking a handful of very important people who have helped me lead me to achieving this accomplishment. Most importantly, I would like to thank my parents for always pushing me to be the best version of myself and supporting my goals no matter what. Rarely would they miss a chance to watch me compete, and they would always be up for driving me to overnight tournaments, even if it meant sitting in a car for several hours. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for that. Next, I would like to thank my two younger brothers for being my biggest supporters on and off the mat this season. Growing up through wrestling with both of you has been amazing. Next up, I would like to thank Mr. Rucka and Miss Natalie. Rucka for keeping me swole during the season, so I look good for those state pictures, you know. And then also for always checking up on me over the weekend, you know, seeing how I did over in the last competition. And then Miss Natalie, I want to thank you for always putting a smile on my face, especially if I was having a rough day because of being worn out from training the day before or from cutting weight. So thank you for that. I would then like to thank all my coaches over the years, Coach Bro, Coach Rumpf, Coach Pock, Coach Mahoney, Coach Landando, and Coach Bandy for guiding me down the right path so I could achieve my goals. And finally, I'd like to thank the person who probably played the biggest role in becoming a state champ, Waza Rain. I can't even explain how much he has done for me these past few years. He has sacrificed every morning and weekend for me and my teammates these past 2 seasons so that we won. He's sacrificed so much these past 2 seasons so that we could one day achieve our biggest goals. He's not only taught me how to be a better wrestler, but also a better leader for my teammates. A better student athlete, a better brother, and just overall a better person. From the moment when my former teammates teammate Wyatt Schmidt and I had asked to start doing individual morning practices during the preseason of my junior year. At the time I got my hand raised for the final time, Mr. Joey Westeiger, he has been nothing but a role model for me and everyone who's surrounded by him. I give him enormous thanks for helping me achieve my goal of becoming a state champion. My journey to becoming a state champion has not been easy. There's been many ups and downs along the way. When I first started wrestling for Joliet West as a freshman, I didn't come in with a lot of goals. I didn't have much of an idea of what I wanted to or could accomplish during my time at Joliet West. All I knew was I was going to work hard every day, no matter what. I started to set goals towards the end of my freshman year and start of my sophomore year. I started to realize I was able to compete with the best kids in the state. So by my sophomore year, I had set a goal. It was to get downstate and place at the state tournament. But I fell short of this goal by one match, losing a very winnable match in the quarterfinals, even being up 6 points at one point in the match. Winning this match would have put me in the semifinals match, securing a spot on the podium. But instead, I would then fall back to the consolation round. I would fall back to the consolation side and lose in the blood round, coming up short of my goal. I was devastated by this loss, and it took me a bit to get past this moment of failure and move forward. But to move forward, I had to understand what needed to be done differently for the off-season, so I would not come up short of my goals again. I joined an off-season club that was very well known in the state, called IHSA. They competed in a very competitive schedule all year long. I dedicated the next year to wrestling. I quit football, which allowed me to wrestle more in the fall. That year, I didn't take much more than a week off from when the state tournament ended until the next high school season. Now, going into my junior year, I was confident in what I had done in the off season, that I would be more than capable of placing in the state tournament. But it wasn't until halfway through my junior year when I realized that I was able to achieve a lot more than just a state placer, but that I could be a state champion. We were wrestling in one of the toughest tournaments in the state, and I had to wrestle the defending two-time state champ in the semifinals of the tournament. Most people thought it was an easy win for him, but I ended up beating him 7-3, and then going on to win the tournament. And this was kind of the starting point of my mindset changing from being a state placer to becoming a state champion. Now, the state tournament came around, and I had made my way to the semifinals against the returning state champ again. I'd already secured my spot on the podium, so when it was time to wrestle in my semifinal match, I didn't feel ready to win and go on to win a state title, because I had only set my goals that offseason to becoming a state placer, and I believe that's because of that I lost. I still accomplished something that I had never done before, battling back and taking third, which hadn't been done in quite some time at Joliet West. Now, following the state tournament, I was not completely satisfied with my results, because I knew I had the potential to become something better. So I decided to ramp up my training and start training like a state champ. I began doing two practices a day, 3 to 4 times a week, and sometimes even 3 practices a day. Doing a practice in the morning with Waz and a few other teammates, then having high school practice after school, and then some days even going to the club practice to get extra work in. And a lot of mornings and late night club practice were a struggle. Getting up early before school, knowing you didn't even have to wake up for another hour and a half, or not getting home till 10 o'clock and still having to do homework. But also knowing that missing one day or practice could be the difference in a state title or no state title. And that wasn't an option for me. So every morning and night I thought about the moment when all my hard work and dedication paid off. So now the regional and sectional and state tournament rolls around, and I get paired up with the #1 ranked wrestler in the state at my weight in the regionals and sectionals. It was tough knowing that I was going to have to wrestle him 3 times before I could win a state title, but it didn't matter. If I lost to him in the regional or sectional finals, all that matters is state. I ended up losing to him at both regionals and sectionals, losing by 1 takedown in each match. Even though I didn't win either regional and sectional tournament, I stayed the course and kept my goal in mind. I knew I could take it one step and one match at a time, and I would see him in the state finals.